On to our 25th match of the evening. We have Damon Dukes taking on Curtis Treaster out of Second Gear BJJ. This is a 10-minute match.
We have Damon Dukes walking out from Team Balance Baltimore.
Representing the Grapple Academy Martial Arts.
And second, we have Curtis Treaster walking out from Second Gear BJJ.
Yep, main event. Ken Brown is walking out behind him.
This is a brown belt match. Brown belt goes up to a 10-minute match.
Yep. Again, give the guys more and more time to work. Liquid Swords here. 10 minutes for brown belt, and then black belts are going to be 15 minutes. Damon immediately with a really quick, heavy pass here. Drive it across, settles the hips down.
Nice and flat here. Drive that chest in.
Again, with the brown belt matches, you have a lot of time to work, so sometimes guys want to get people out there very quickly, and other times there's method to cooking the beans, cooking the opponent, slowing them down a little bit, and really setting up your submissions.
Yeah, and it looks like Damon has some kind of grip on the far side arm, maybe a Kimura grip, maybe.
I can't really see it that well from my angle.
But as long as Curtis kind of maintains that space, makes sure his elbows don't get in a bad position, he can get his guard back and kind of wait to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Damon's here trying to spin around to north-south, avoid the guard.
Curtis does a good job of getting to his knees. Damon shooting his arm, or his arm was already shot through.
Yeah. Looking for, I think, for potentially an anaconda from this position, maybe. I can't see the other hand where the arm is. But Damon is a very, very long guy, and so a lot of the triangles and front headlocks and darces are what I've been dealing with Damon for many, many years with.
Yeah, it looks like he just has kind of an head-arm, front headlock kind of situation.
Yeah, I thought he had the hand loop through. You're correct. Put nice pressure there on the back of the neck. Really doing a good job of keeping Curtis down.
I think he's also having some problem getting his hands back.
I think Curtis has good grips on his hands.
Yeah.
Watch the turn down.
And Damon could be looking to get those forearms and those on his neck and kind of flip him over.
Yeah, there's a lot of options here that he can do.
It really depends on how Curtis kind of starts to open up and what he gives to him.
You see Curtis has a 2-on-1 grip, or sorry, 1-on-1 grip on Damon's hand there, pulling it down at the wrist, really preventing him from being able to get further in. Curtis does a nice job there, turning the shoulder down.
It looks almost like he wants to do like an invert in from that position and then grab his guard back, or grab
roll
whichever.
Back to a triangle or to a guard from there.
But he looks like he's completely okay and wanting to kind of attack from that position.
Yeah.
Once he gets through, if it's,
Damon with the sit through there. It's very tight. Curtis does a nice job there, getting to the off angle there and forcing Damon back into coming into the front headlock and, not being able to collect the head and the shoulders to pull it into the choke there.
When that shoulder dips, you can punch it through.
Damon staying really square here.
Drag him back down.
And it could be that Damon's arms are kind of stuck in that position where, like, normally, he had
really nice throw there. Damon transitions it up into the top side position. Didn't probably have the grip that he needed there. Looking for a triangle there, maybe trying to do a punch choke variation, but Curtis has both hands underneath. So it's going to be very, very difficult to finish this. Curtis can kind of push Damon off the top of him in order to get out of this.
Yeah, from here you kind of have to switch your hips and kind of go to like traditional side control
Yeah, that's
position.
where you want to go. Because the arms are out, there's not a whole lot here for you. Again, Damon does some neat attributes being such a long guy. He has some unorthodox stuff. Nice transition there. Damon's doing a nice job trying to get that hook in, but Curtis is a little lower and over. and trying to get his back flat to the mat to force Damon to have to come to mount here. There is a head and arm there if Damon can make the transition into mount, but I think he wants to stay on the back here.
And Curtis is keeping the one elbow and arm up, kind of posted against Damon's neck shoulder. And by doing that, he doesn't really allow for so much of that position to be there.
Yeah, it takes away a lot of the options there.
Yeah.
It's just good defense. But again, that's what you'd expect at the brown belt level is you're going to see guys with a lot of experience have good defense, kind of multi-layered defense.
Especially if you've gone against certain competitors before, or you know, like certain attributes of different competitors.
We have a little bit of a break in the match there, it looks like. Damon's coming into the legs here. Scooping down into saddle position. Looking for a straight ankle lock.
Though Curtis uses like the running man escape, as
Yeah.
they call it. You kind of blade your legs sideways and you get out. Curtis looks completely fine to start working into the legs.
And you're hearing
Damon.
Curtis's corner talk about, hey, I want to see you into the legs. I want you into the legs. Knee shield half guard here.
Curtis might be going after the far side arm. He also might be trying to go into like a K. Because he's doing more of a reach across than a reach on the same side.
Yeah, that would make sense because you're kind of open up in order to get your legs underneath to enter there. And he's starting to elevate Damon a little bit with that topside knee shield. Damon's trying to push it down, but he's a little far back to be able to lever down really effectively into that leg.
Well, and even if he does push down from this position, if he doesn't control Curtis's far side arm, he kind of invert up. So it really, you know...
Yeah, that flare is going to be
Yeah.
there, and the entry is going to be there.
Damon does roll through to grab the far leg.
He tries to do it from knee bar, but doesn't have both knees in place. Really good heel hook entry from Curtis here. Damon's getting out. Damon's trying to open up that knee line to avoid the heel hook.
And it did look nasty there for
It
a
did look
second.
nasty for a second there.
But everybody kind of has their own kind of threshold and ability, and only the competitor understands if they're in a bad position or not.
Yep. Curtis coming through here, back into the leg. He got a really, really good bite on it. Damon keeping him nice and close with that hand-over-hand grip. Curtis gets out from underneath it, going back into the 50-50 heel hook. Short time left in the match here. Damon putting really heavy pressure into it. Getting a little extended, trying to fight the hands. Very hard to get out of this position with this defense because you're now open and your hips are forward, and so you can't pull out. You can't really effectively free the knee line when your leg is trapped up like that.
Yeah.
So your result is you have to fight the hands, which Damon is doing well here. Curtis is continuing to dig through for that heel hook. Looking for a topside power toe hold here. Trying to throw the leg over, which would give him more options here for this footlock.
Dylan's on the hand fight there.
Damon's grabbing his own feet.
It's only
Corner
30
calls for
seconds.
30 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
So Damon can also kind of camp out here for a second if he knows this is a position that he's strong in, that he has positioning. He can
Yeah.
kind of catch his breath a little bit.
You doesn't want to overextend.
Yes.
You know, you're potentially going into the overtime if you just want to avoid getting subbed in that last big burst of offense. Curtis doing a nice job inverting here. Gets tight in the leg. Damon can now get his knees free. He's pushing against. Curtis is trying for an interesting straight toe hold there. And we're going to move into the overtime.
So for our higher belts, overtime is exactly the same as our lower belt overtime. It is back, armbar, and then takedown.
Damon's going to elect to go onto the back first. Referee Josh Weinstock's going to make sure all the hands are in the right position, give the competitors the information that they need so they can make it an equal start. And then what I think I like that Josh does is he keeps hands on the competitors until he says go, so he can feel them move prematurely and make sure that they, you get a nice fair start.
And sometimes you have to put your knee into their back so they don't like lean back too far.
Yeah. Damon's fighting. Got a nice rear naked choke here.
And he has a good triangle.
He's going power grip here. Curtis does a nice job getting that hand back and pulling against it. Damon's trying to lever in, but he's a little high on that top side shoulder. He's trying to hit through the back to get it done. But Curtis is kind of eating it and just staying diligent with his defense. He's pulling the hand away just enough and starting to walk his hips out to the side.
Yeah, he is kind of on the side with his chin inside the elbow crease.
Yeah, makes it real hard to finish that. Damon trying to move his shin into a better body triangle position here. That body triangle late in a match like this, we've already had 10 minutes of regulation. A little bit of that was cut out, but we've had 10 minutes of regulation. Now we're into the overtime. The fatigue starts to be a real factor in these upper belt matches. And squeezing, got a real good squeeze, nice and tight. But Curtis has his hand in and gets it.
And then
We're going to move into Curtis having the back.
Yeah, Curtis has the back in the bottom of the first round.
So Curtis is now required to submit Damon here in the overtime position in order to take it to the next overtime. And for Liquid Swords here, the speed that you escape doesn't matter. You know, it's probably easier fatigue-wise, but there is not a running clock for time for these overtimes. It is only, what happens. So Curtis, great, really good hook in here. Nice and deep on that rear naked choke. Got the body triangle in, squeezing.
And you can see Damon breathing
Damon's
heavy.
grimacing a bit here. This looks very deep, and he gets the tap very quickly. So we're going to move into the armbar section of overtime. Big breaths from Damon. Damon is going to start with the armbar again. Still in the attack.
You always get to pick which side of the arm, which arm you want.
If you have a preferential side, it's helpful.
Yeah. And he is going to try to go towards the head, which if you fall towards the head, sometimes it's easier to
That
kind
grip
of
break can open up. But it does make the stack a little bit easier as well.
Yeah.
Either way.
And he gets the arm all the way back.
Yeah, really tight. Just unable to put it over the hip, and Curtis is able to spin underneath. Really, really late stage defense. Again, this is why at brown and black belt, this is the level of defense that guys can get, is you just can't make the angle, and that guy can escape off of you unable to make the angle.
And they know some angles that look kind of nasty, but they know they're safe in that position. They know they can get out of it. He falls the opposing direction towards the legs, which is the more standard position because you can grab their legs and you can kind of keep them flat. That way they can't stack up into you.
It really stops the stack. When the guy as tall as Damon, that's something you really want to do. So it's a good thought process. He then falls up. Damon looks to go over the top, but he switches to a triangle here. This is incredibly hard to get out of now once that triangle transition happens.
And it's pretty much belly down at this point.
Yeah, Curtis has this in very, very deep. The triangle is there and the armbar is there. Very hard to get out of. Damon's going to try to shake out. Almost gets there. And then the armbar finish happens. Very, very nice transition here from Curtis to take this in overtime.
From some of my colleagues is that may be the match of the evening. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get the victor over here. I'm not sure where he went exactly. We've lost visual contact. We've lost visual contact. We have visual contact. He appears to be donning a hooded sweatshirt. No, he's right here. Right there. He's right there. He's right here. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name? Where do you train?
My name is Curtis. I train at Second Gear Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Talk us through that match.
He was very strong, super strong. I knew if I could fight off the submissions, I had a good chance in overtime, just based on technique. But yeah, props to him. He was very strong, very good.
Word around the microwave is that may be the best match of the day so far.
I don't know. There's still a lot of good matches coming up, so I don't know, but I'm happy to at least be in contention.
All right. Well, how was your Liquid Swords experience?
It was great. Everything's been running good. I just want to thank family, friends, girlfriend that came out, everybody at Second Gear, and then Peachy Foods, best little meat shop in America.
Is there anybody else that you want to thank?
Anybody I've ever trained with, really. I don't know. My brain's not working right now.
Where is Peachy Foods?
It's in Pennsylvania.
All right, you heard it here. Congratulations. I got a medal for you.